This message is for my white friends who strongly desires to be allies in the struggle for justice here in America. Right now, you may be asking yourself, well, as a white person, what can I do? If you're asking that question, how do I get traction? What's the next step? I have a template for you. I call it the 4 L's. We need you to lament, listen, learn, and look. What is lament? Lament is an expression of sorrow or grief. Biblically, you see people crying out to God, specifically for an issue. We need you to lament to God specifically for the African American community concerning justice. Cry out to God for us. Meditate in Psalms 82, Psalms 102, Psalms 13. It gives you a blueprint for what lamenting is. Number 2, we need you to just listen. Listen to black people. Don't say insensitive things like the all lives matter thing. I'm like, if some hungry people came to the church won't look at them and say, you know, all people are hungry. It's so insensitive. We're experiencing injustice in our community. Please listen. If you have a black friend and a black associate that's venting, just listen. Let them have 99% of that conversation. Your 1%, just nod your head and say, okay, I hear you. Be sensitive. Listen to us. Learn. Number 3, learn about black history. Racial literacy is so very important. Don't undervalue it. Read some books. James Baldwin, he's like a prophet and evangelist on race relations in America. He has his book, The Fire Next Time, and he was just so brilliant at articulating racism in America and how we should deal with it. He's just a beautiful writer. So anything by James Baldwin. You want to study The Middle Passage by Charles Johnson. That's another good read. Go to Netflix and check out The 13th. That was a good documentary. The Kalief Browder story was a good documentary. What else? The 13th, I said. When They See Us. That's another good documentary. Educate yourself on black history. Last but not least, look for opportunities to serve in the underserved communities. Build relationships. Go to elementary schools, middle school, high school, whichever one. They are in desperate need of people who will just read with kids. Get involved, volunteer. Join a black church, submit under African American pastor, whatever. Build relationships. Get to know the mayor. Do ride-alongs with the police officers. Ask questions. The privilege you have, you don't realize how much traction you will get. You'll get more traction than some black folk if you get involved and look for opportunities and be consistent and build relationships. And I just thought of a 5th L. If you're lamenting for our community, if you're listening to our community, if you're learning about our community and looking for opportunities to serve in our community, then that's love. What greater love than this, to lay your life down for your brother, to lose yourself for your sister, to think of other people as better than yourself. I love you all. I hope this helps.